Hey everyone, welcome to an episode of the Daily D. Today's topic is how to avoid confusion. So, confusion is a state of mind where you don't have or you lack clarity. Now, if you're like me, I go through this state of confusion on a daily basis where I feel that I'm not getting everything out of my day because there's so many things that come in my direction. And I think that can be said about many people today. And in fact, maybe it's not many things that are required of you, but many distractions are heading in your direction. There's constant ads hitting you on your phone and in your email and through telephone, through telemarketers, through television. All of these are distractions, if you will, that clutter your mind. You see, it's hard to get clarity or focus on something when you're too busy focusing on how do I get to this or get to that or get to this, because so many people constantly are fighting for your attention. That comes from your family, from your business or your work, or of course the advertisements in the world. So how do we get extreme clarity, if you will? How do we get rid of the clutter? Well, the first and foremost thing that I've learned is, if number one is to first determine what it is that you want to accomplish in a day. And that's important to know, because if you don't actually have a plan for the day, the challenge is that everything becomes important, everything becomes a distraction. So what I like to do is I like to take out a piece of paper every day and I like to write on it exactly what it is, or my notebook rather, not a piece of paper, it's just here, but I take out my notebook and I write down maybe 2 to 3 things that I absolutely must get done today. And those two or three things, by the way, if you can get those done before noon, right, you half the day, then I would tell you probably need to add a few more things going forward. But if you can get them done really quickly, that means they really weren't tough things. They weren't things that needed to, or that took up a lot of time. That means you have a lot more time to get things done. So if it's 2 to 3 or 5 to 7 or 10 or whatever it takes for you to fill up a day, that's number one. Number two is to really focus on those things when you're working on them. And let me tell you what you can do. You can turn your phone on silent. You can, that's really the solution in most cases. Avoid all distractions is just turn off your phone. You can also turn up the volume or close out your email on your desktop. If you're working on a computer, close your email, close your notifications. Those things help, because really what happens is every time every time a notification pops up, well, man, you've already become distracted. And then last but not least, here's my third thing is to get real organized. Now that's a hard challenge, especially for me. I'm not a very organized person. In fact, I'm very cluttered. I'm very disorganized in a lot of things that I do. And I've realized that over the years. I mean, it's not something I'm just realizing now. But what I've done is I've really made it a point in my mind to start thinking about what it is that I need to do today to get better organized. And so let me give you some tips. Number one is, first and foremost, really take some time each day, maybe it's 10-15 minutes, and that's what I've committed to organizing things. So for an example, in my office, when I get there, I will now 10 or 15 minutes just work through the mail, the actual physical mail that comes in, and I'll sort it by trash, by what I need to focus on, where it goes, and then I'll usually scan it, and then I'll just discard it, because a lot of paperwork really gets cluttered and it makes me like really nervous or feeling overwhelmed, right? And you can do that at home, by the way, with your personal mail that comes through the mail. You throw some away, scan some away, or whatever. Put them in a folder, something that keeps you organized, right? Number two is really get rid of the clutter. What I've realized, like recently, I went into my bathroom and I realized, man, there's a lot of stuff on my counter, on my vanity, if you will, and there's a lot of things like, things that I have bought over the years, things that I just didn't like or I didn't use, or maybe I don't use enough of, and it's because I definitely have a wife and my family and myself. I'm very health conscious, and so I always want to try new things, or maybe I don't try new things, but I like to have more of things, and so I noticed that, and so I started throwing things away. I started putting things away, or I started saying I need to use this more, because what I've really learned is I think I live in a scarcity mindset some days, and I think we all do. Scarcity means you believe there's a limit of something. And so for an example, I'll use every drop of a toothpaste bottle, right? when in all honesty, that little piece of toothpaste that's stuck in the bottom is really creating clutter in my life, because I shouldn't have to worry about that little bit of toothpaste. Throw it away, get the next one, and make sure you throw it away. I always keep things that have just a little bit of soap in them, because one day I might use it. I start throwing them away. Those are clutter in your life. It's like putting food away that you're never going to eat. Just throw it away if you're never going to eat it. Right? Those are the things that I'm thinking are cluttering my life, and maybe they're cluttering yours. So here's a commitment that I think you should take. Take it with me. Let's eliminate clutter and noise and distractions this week, and let's focus on the things that are really important to us. Let's write down what it is that's important to us each and every day. Let's make an effort consciously to eliminate all distractions during the periods that we want to attain those things. And then 3, let's eliminate clutter so that we feel more calm, more peaceful, more centered when we don't have all the clutter around us. So I hope this helps you today in whatever it is that you're trying to chase, and I wish you nothing but health, wealth, success, but most importantly, freedom, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.